Hello everyone, this is Godzilla 425 here, and I am back after seeing the movie twice, one in theaters and one on HBO Max. I'm here to give my non-spoiler and spoiler review of Godzilla vs. Kong. Let's make sure this is working first. Alright, looks like it is. Alright, so let's start off with the level A non-spoilers first, because I don't want to spoil it all, because I want to give y'all a warning when the spoilers come around. Y'all can take it or leave it. Non-spoilers. Overall, the movie was a fantastic movie. It is not the best of the MonsterVerse, but it is really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was like a roller coaster to me, of a ride. It blew me away in spectacle, in many ways, more than once. And yes, the humans can be dull, but you were never bored in this movie. The humans were there a little bit, but they actually have a reason this time around. They actually have a feeling of not being boring. But overall, yeah, the movie was fantastic. Great. Really good. After watching the first two times, yes. Yeah, I have little here and there things that I've seen after watching it twice that I can nitpick about. But overall, the movie was really good. Let's start off with the visuals. The visuals, like I said, was spectacular, stunning. It was like me on a roller coaster having fun. You know, those one of those roller coaster rides in Universal where you go on there and it's like you're just moving and there's all these stunning things happening around you. I think one of them is revolved around the Kong one, 2005 movie. Yeah, it's just like that. It's very spectacle based, and it's very enjoyable. They got the CGI down right, especially in daytime fights. Yeah, they finally found that little center point where they could actually achieve greatness in both daytime and nighttime fights. And then a certain scene that's I'm not going to spoil it to the spoilers section. But yeah, overall, the CGI was good. Now let's go by the story. The story was interesting. A lot of people say the story was bland, boring. The plot was filled with many holes. Yes, I can agree it has many holes. But have you not seen the recent tweets that there's a 5-hour cut of the movie? Like, legit 5-hour cut. So there's probably a lot of things explained in the movie that has not been explained right now. Or has been explained in that cut that hasn't been explained in the movie. Because the movie is 2 hours long. Well, a little less than 2 hours. One of the shortest MonsterVerse movies. But one of the funnest too. But yes, the plot has many holes in it. But it doesn't take away from the monster action. Nor the clear reason why they're fighting in the first place. Heck, my grandmother I watched it with for the second time got a certain part of the plot and got it right away. So yeah, it's not that hard to comprehend the plot, but it does have many holes. Characters wise, yes, there's a lot of characters and they do have some screen time, but there's a few that have been, how do you say it, squandered. One being Rin Sarazawa. but I won't get into that until spoilers. Millie Bobby Brown did somewhat of a good job. The deaf girl, I forgot her name, Haiti, I think it's Haiti, did a really good job. Rebecca Hall did a good job. Pretty much majority of the characters did a really good job. But yeah, characters wise, it was good. Monsters look fantastic. Battles look fantastic. Pretty much overall a fun movie. I remember watching one review before I was freaking ended up watching it myself, and he's part of the Kaiju Network people, along with him. He's friends with him, and he said that this movie is like two kids playing with action figures. I can agree with him with that. It actually looked like that. To me, it actually really did. And that what made it more memorable for me. And so, when you watch this movie, it would seem like there's two kids just going all out on it. There's so many scenes that look like that. Yeah. Godzilla being Godzilla. Yes, he is somewhat portrayed as a bad guy in this film, but there is a reason to his madness, as you can see, later in this review. Kong being the hero of the film, they did a really dang good job upon him. He looks his way, how he acts and stuff, you could tell what he expressing. And at some certain scenes, you could tell what Godzilla is expressing as well. And so I'm going to go more in depth with that in spoilers as well. Overall, the film was fun. Just go into movie theaters, turn off your mind, don't think too hard, and just watch. It's just that type of movie. Just watch. Godzilla and Kong are there. They are ready to kick each other's butts. Just watch it. Now let's get into the spoilers. You are warned. I repeat, you are warned. Turn away now if you're not wanting spoilers. Okay, let's start off with the reason why everybody was watching the movie in the first place. When I was watching with my family in theaters and on HBO Max, clearly there's been still a decisive split between us. Who thinks won? My family majority are Team Kong. I'm Team Godzilla. And so far, I've read every article that Godzilla, the winner of the battle is Godzilla. He won round 1. He didn't win round 2 because Kong knocked him down a little bit. So Kong won round 2. He won round 3. Then Kong saved him against the big bad. And we all know who that big bad was. Mechagodzilla. But yeah, Godzilla overall won the fight. Even though Kong did take out that Mechagodzilla, quote unquote, weakened. But Godzilla won between them two. So the winner is Godzilla. Now, the fights were all set in 3 rounds. One was in the ocean. There was an ocean fight. They were underwater. And that was really good. I wish the ocean had a little bit more life in it. But I can see where they're at the current moment in time in the ocean. And it's quite deep, so it makes sense. But the ocean battle was... mwah. good. Very good. I didn't expect the ocean battle, like underwater wise. At a certain point in the movie, they had to disorient Godzilla, and this is the reason why I consider round one Godzilla wins, is because they had to disorient him with depth charges in order to save Kong, because Kong was going to die. He was going to be drowned by Godzilla, and they ended up saving him. But Godzilla was about to come back around and attack them again, so they decided to turn everything off, making Godzilla think Kong lost, or that he won. Godzilla won. That's why I consider this a really good reason why I consider it a Godzilla win, because he would have died if they continued any longer. There was no way Kong could have won that. And so round one went to Godzilla. The second round was in Hong Kong. After Godzilla blew his freaking Tom Burst down the freaking Hollow Earth, and quote unquote, that is an amazing feat by Godzilla, because the Hollow Earth, quote unquote, said by Alexander Skarsgård, is like 1,000 miles below the surface of the Earth. That Tom Breath traveled that far down is just amazing. So, second battle happened in Hong Kong. Kong won that fight. I have to admit, he did win. But it was with the use of the axe. He used it to bonk onto top of Godzilla's head, knocking it down shortly, declaring him a victor at that round 2. But then you switch away to the, I think Madison, Russell, and all of them again. And then you cut back and round 3 starts. Godzilla's on all fours. And that's when Godzilla goes all alligator freaking mode on Kong. Dislocated his shoulder, Kong's shoulder, and eventually stepped on his chest. After getting hit in the face, he stepped on it again. I think that's where it caused somewhat of an internal injury to Kong's heart, and Godzilla roared in his face. Kong roared back. Godzilla let him live. He was about to walk away. Kong tried to stand up. He fell back down. Godzilla won round 3. That fight, Godzilla overall won the fight, leaving Kong to nearly die. I didn't expect them to actually try and kill off Kong. They almost did kill off him. But of course they had that clutch save where the humans, and repeat, I'm going to say this right now, 4 different times in this movie, Kong had to get saved by humans. 4 different times. Only once was Godzilla needed to be saved. And that was in the next battle after Godzilla won over Kong. And of course throughout the movie we were following Madison, Russell, and all of them. And we eventually found out what was the cause of Godzilla's sudden erratic behavior. The reason why he was so angry and attacking people. And that was due to Mecha Godzilla appearing. They created Mecha Godzilla with the fragment of Ghidorah's brain. A fragment of Ghidorah. And I think in the prequel comics of Godzilla vs. Kong, they did say that Godzilla did put all the other Titans to sleep. So they're not dead. The other Titans are not dead. Repeat, they're not dead. They're just in sleep because Godzilla told them to. Because they didn't want King Ghidorah, or what was remain of him, to take control of them. So, yeah. Overall, the fight between Godzilla vs. Kong, fantastic. It did take a bit to get to the very first fight, but I didn't mind it. it had to build up to it anyways. Eventually, then the final fight was between Mechagodzilla and Godzilla. Godzilla got his ass whipped. I'm sorry, he got his butt whipped all over the place. And you got a quote on this: "Is a weakened Godzilla from fighting Kong." But yeah, he got his butt whipped. Godzilla's design looks amazing. His fighting style was unique. He was at that time. He was controlled by Ghidorah. Because before then, before he got out of the mountain, there was a scene where the main bad guy, the rich guy of the film, was making a speech. And this was one of the most creepiest scenes I ever seen in MonsterVerse. Other than the Skullcrawler. You gotta admit, Skullcrawlers are scary. But, don't mind Doug in the background, if you all hear it. But, what was I saying? But, yeah, that scene where Mechagodzilla's, he was talking the speech, and then slowly you see in the background Mechagodzilla's head slowly turn. And at this point, Rin Cerazero, the main guy, or the son of the other Cerazero who sacrificed himself for Godzilla, found out that he was disconnected from the machine, and gets electrocuted. And all you see is Millie Bob Brown, them slowly back up. And you see Mechagodzilla slowly turn his head towards the screen. And you knew at that moment that that wasn't regular Mechagodzilla. It was Ghidorah controlling Mechagodzilla. A new body reconstituted as mechanized. And yeah, Ghidorah and the guy died. He simply looked back and he was like, "Oh crap, he died." Then followed by Mechagodzilla escaping from the place in the mountain, coming out and fighting Godzilla, and overwhelmingly defeating Godzilla, almost killing him with his own signature move, the Kiss of Death. And they needed Kong to wake up. But even Kong and Godzilla couldn't, even together they couldn't beat him. It wasn't until Julian Dennison, the Josh, guy who plays Josh, dumps alcohol in the computer system, stopping Mechagodzilla's, slowing him down. And this is what gives Godzilla and Kong the upper hand. Godzilla charges up the axe, Kong finishes Mechagodzilla off and rips off his head. End of story. But overall, the whole thing about Mechagodzilla is really good. They did a very good representation of Mechagodzilla in the film. Honestly, it's as a fan of Godzilla and all that, I watched every single movie. To find out that this Mechagodzilla was made bad of the movie really hyped me up for the movie long before I watched it. But now actually seeing him, I really enjoyed it. There is no other freaking Mechagodzilla that this Mechagodzilla doesn't look like this Mechagodzilla right here. It doesn't resemble him. It does somewhat resemble him. It has a hint of him. But the one that it resembles the most, Kiryu. Kiryu is the one that it resembles the most because it could fly, it had beams, it had stuff like that. And so overall it was enjoyable. Overall the movie was enjoyable. I'm bad at these reviews. Please don't judge me, I'm bad at these reviews. The characters, I already talked about them. Characters in depth. Alright, we talked about Rin Cerazero. he was squandered. He was sadly squandered. He had no. Sadly, they didn't go in depth with him. They don't talk about his father or anything, or what happened after he found out about his father's death or anything. They just simply put him in there. It was a squandered moment, and I have to agree with that. For many people, that moment was squandered. I'm pretty sad about that. But overall, he did die in the film. Quote unquote. I don't know if he's actually dead or not, but he did. Last time I checked, he was electrocuted to death. So they ended the Sarazawa bloodline right there and then. Other characters: Mark Russell. I was about to say Mark Chandler. Kyle Chandler's character. He was more like a cameo in the film. You only get like a few things here and there, but they put him spaced out evenly enough that it made it seem like he was throughout the whole film, almost throughout the whole film. So it was interesting of how they did that. But it looked like more he was cameo and everything. Like I said, Haiti was really good. Rebecca Hall was good. Alexander Skarsgård was good. Millie Bobby Brown. I like how interesting they did the way they did her. Was that she was a lot more grown up. She looked really good in this film. She looked really good. Along with Josh Dennison and the funniest guy in the film, Brian Tyree Henry. Yeah, they all were good. Team Godzilla was good. Team Kong was good. All the characters were pretty good. Story, plot-wise. Yes, I already talked about Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla was the main reason why Godzilla was going bad. But throughout the whole film, they're trying to go find a power source. And while that happens, Kong was trying to find home. He did find home. They also found the power source too, which ended up powering Mechagodzilla fully. Because they did have the test try with him when Madison Russell and all them were first showing up and found out about Mechagodzilla against a Skullcrawler. It was the most gruesome scene in the freaking movie. Really gruesome. Ugh. But overall, yeah. Plot had holes. Lots of holes. And there's parts that look like it's been cut. And that's the reason why I think they said that there was a 5-hour cut of it. I hope they got there is. But I really don't want to spend 5 hours sitting down watching humans talk. They said it's not going to be kaiju action, it's going to be mostly humans. So, all who want to see that, go ahead, try it, see if you can get it. Overall, I'm looking forward to more MonsterVerse movies. So, plot-wise, it's good. Human characters, I think, were somewhat good. The action scenes were phenomenal. Now I should give myself a rating for it. I rated it 8.5 out of 10. Because King of the Monsters did do really good. I did rate that 9 out of 10. But after seeing that, I had dropped the King of the Monsters somewhat down. So it dropped down to like 7.5 for me. Along with Godzilla 2014. Contra Island, solid 8.5 for me as well. So Godzilla vs. Kong and Contra Island are equal to me. And so I stick with 8.5 out of 10. So that's my rating. Yeah. That has been my review. Tell me if I missed anything. Or tell me what you want me to discuss in future streams or / videos. And I will. Down in the comment section below. And sorry if this review was a bit jumbled up. I have a hard time doing these like these. But yeah, I enjoyed the film. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and see it in the biggest screen possible, dude. Support this film to the best of your capability, because at this current moment it's on its way to heading to $420 million to $470 million box office. And that is very big box office. Not counting the $200 million if possible from the deal they had. That is a big box office number. So I hope you enjoy. And one last thing. Hashtag continue the Monsterverse will continue. It's trending on Twitter right now. Legendary already seen it. Heck yes. Let it happen. Goodbye, y'all, and I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's weekend, Easter weekend. This has been Godzilla 45. I'm out. Oops. Give me a sec.